Oh, for sake, you moron. Unnecessary. This is the word I'd use to characterize this car. In a world of turbocharged 3-cylinder hot hatches, electric SUVs, and hybrid supercars, this new Ford Mustang GT comes with a naturally aspirated 460 horsepower 5-liter V8 engine at the front, and it sends power to the back wheels via a new 10-speed automatic transmission. Talk about overkill. It's 2 meters wide, it's almost 5 meters long, and it weighs 1.8 tons. But despite that, it's smaller on the inside than my M2 is. So yeah, I think unnecessary is the right word for this car. But you know what else is unnecessary? Chocolate cake. And I don't see anybody complain about that. No? And because I've loaned this car at the same time we do our annual trip to Santa's village in Sweden, I know, right? Santa lives in Finland, everybody knows that, but anyway, I figured this would be a great test for the V8 Mustang because it's going to face highway driving, B-road blasting, and we're gonna end this trip with some donuts in the snow. But first a quick pit stop to fuel up the car and a chance to talk about the changes brought by the facelift of this 6th generation Mustang. First off, the exterior. We've got a redesign from fascia, bigger air intakes, new headlights, wider front grille, and a couple of new colors. This orange Fury you see here being one of them. At the back, the car features new taillights, a redesigned diffuser, and a quad exhaust for the GT model. Pretty badass if you ask me. The inside can now be equipped with a digital instrument cluster that changes the way the dials look depending on the driving mode of the car. You get a new 12-inch Sync 3 infotainment system and overall better materials. I just love cruising in this car on the highway. I'm doing 120 kilometers per hour and the car is doing 2000 RPMs in 10th gear. Unfortunately, even at these kind of speeds, I can actually see the fuel indicator going down. I haven't looked at the figures yet, but I've done about 120 kilometers and like a quarter of the tank is gone. But you know what they say, if you can beat them, join them. So now it's time for the occasional floor it moment on the highway. Nothing can touch the way this car sounds like at this price range. Nothing. The acceleration is quite brutal despite its size and its weight. It can reach 100 km per hour from standstill in 4.3 seconds thanks to this 10-speed automatic transmission. And it all feels a bit more dramatic than in other cars because of this overwhelming noise it makes. Granted, the gearbox is not the best in the business, it's got way too many gears to begin with, and it seems like it's always working through them. It's not very fast or smooth, but I really do think it fits the character of a muscle car really well. Plus, it also adds to the drama of this Mustang. Now that we're approaching some forest roads, it's only appropriate to make this car more dynamic. So let's switch it into Sport Plus mode, put the steering in Sport mode, and last but not least, switch the exhaust into racetrack mode. This will definitely do the job. And here we find that the Ford GT is not really in its element. The steering is pretty numb, you get absolutely no feedback from it. It leans quite a bit in the corners, and the ESP system reacts so late to what you're doing, and you get quite a lot of scary moments, especially in conditions like these. And that kind of takes away from the confidence you would have to push this car more. But just listen to the exhaust echo from the trees in the forest. It's still fun though to drive this car on B roads. Throttle response is instant, there's zero delay. You have plenty of raw power, but it's clearly not designed for this. Damn. A bit better. Time for cold start. Easy does it. One of the really cool things about driving a Mustang in the winter is the fact that the engine reaches its normal functioning temperature quite fast. It's only been like 7 or 8 minutes since we've started. It's -1 degrees outside and the temperature of the engine is exactly where it should be. What is not ideal, however, is the fact that because we have these Recaro seats on board, they're an optional extra, you lose the heating functionality and the ventilation functionality as well. So yeah, that's kind of a negative, but at least you got the heated steering wheel and that helps, trust me. Between the various driving modes this car has, you now have a snow and wet road mode, which is really good when driving on snow, because it just doesn't let you accelerate that hard and it keeps the car pointing in a straight line. But that being said, you have to take it really easy with this car when driving on snow, because the ESP system doesn't really do a great job. I actually managed to slide the car into a corner and the ESP didn't really step in to help at any point actually, which is really weird. I don't know if my explanation makes sense, but this system feels like something that reacts after you've done a stupid thing instead of preventing it, like the DSC system in my BMW M2. Oh, for sake, you moron. I'm stuck. What a massive idiot I am. Let's pretend this never happened. So how do I feel about the new Mustang GT? I absolutely adore this car. I love the way it looks, I love the way it sounds, and I love what it stands for. This is a dinosaur. It's one of the last performance cars to feature a naturally aspirated V8 engine, and that makes it feel even more special than it already is. It's raw, it's brutal, and it doesn't use any of the modern day trickeries to deliver a proper muscle car experience. Plus, this car with all the options it has fitted to it costs around 53,000 euros, just as much as a decently equipped 320D would set you back. So this is it for today's video, my friends. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I had lots of fun driving this car. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for plenty more videos to come. And until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you around.